Hey, what's up, everybody? Jake here, and welcome to the hobby. It seems every couple weeks there's a brand new Investor Bro card, and a week or two ago, I would say the Investor Bro card was Charizard. Charizard cards were really popping off. The new series of cards that have become very trendy to collect are ETB promo cards. I don't know why this is popping off right now, but they are incredibly trendy. In fact, if you're watching this video right now, I am not a trendsetter. Basically, a lot of these cards have popped off way before you've watched this video. So a lot of these cards are already spiking incredibly fast, and it's actually kind of insane why people are collecting ETB promo cards right now because they're very plentiful. They seem insignificant at first, especially with how some cards are climbing really rapidly. But for instance, I'm just a regular collector and I have a ton of these ETB promo cards inside of my collection just from old ETBs that I open up open up the booster packs, and I didn't really think much of these little cards, so I just kept them sealed, and I just have a bunch. We got some of the Lucario V-Star from Crown Zenith. We ripped open a ton of Crown Zenith because that was one of my favorite sets. We got a ton of the Sleepy Snorlax promo cards from 151. These have been popping off a lot, and that's just because I opened up a bunch of 151 ETBs, and we got older ones as well. Shrouded Fable, I have a ton of these because we ripped open a ton of Shrouded Fables, and the EV Max from Shining Fates. We open up a lot of Shining Fates as well. But on the screen, you can see a lot of the ETB promo cards. The big one is going to be the Stained Glass Bird promo card. This one is iconic, really awesome. Pretty much most of the older ones, like the Shaymin EX and the Shining Ho-Oh, are really solid as well. But a lot of the more recent ones have started to really climb as well. The Magneton is a favorite, the Snorlax, the Charmander, the Mimikyu, the Pikachu, the Lucario V-Star, the Greninja Star, the Mewtwo V, the EVV Max, and these Zacian V and Zamazenta V have been sleeping for a long time, but they've recently started to climb. So let's dive into that data and see how the trends are currently looking for these card prices. First up, we'll look at the classic one, which is the Stained Glass Bird promo. Most people recognize Hidden Fates as like really popping off all of the ETB promo cards as being the first like really big one. And this one's been climbing rapidly. It spiked really hard in July, came back down, and went back kind of a middle ground. This is very common when a card spikes this quickly. People are going to sell it off because if a card that you had inside of your collection was going for 50 bucks, suddenly goes to 120, it might mean it's good time to sell it. Went back down and then it went back up slowly. And I also said that the Zacian V and the Zamazenta V from the Sword and Shield Plus ETBs have been popping off. And yeah, like just literally a week or two ago, they were going for right around $5. And then people recognize, oh wait, if all of these other ETB promos are going for $20 plus, then the Zacian V and the Zamazenta V, which are also really cool cards, and they're significantly more rare just because these are way older ETBs. They should be experiencing a little bit of respect for sure. These are really cool cards. Being $5 is probably too cheap for them, so I'm not surprised that they saw this massive spike. I'm actually surprised that it didn't happen sooner. You know, this feels like it should have happened probably almost 8 months ago when people were starting to just look at old ETB. So I'm surprised that this happened only recently, but they spiked really hard. The Zacian V almost doubled in price, or more than doubled in price in the period of just a couple of days. Same with the Zamazenta V, very similar experience. And then we have the Greninja Star card. This one's no surprise to everyone. It's been going up and down, as cards just do, especially for the ETB promo cards. This one, I think, can probably experience another big spike, especially with the 30th anniversary around the corner and the Greninja Star card being a shiny Greninja Pokemon from a very iconic set, which is the 25th anniversary of a popular Pokemon, which is Greninja. It could absolutely spike again. So this is another really cool card. And of course, we got the big one of the modern era, which is the Charmander. This card was going for right around $5, and now it's going for 40. So really massive spike. But that's actually not the biggest gains out of all the ETB promo cards. The biggest gains are actually from the ones that were way cheaper, because this Charmander going for $7, jumping to 40 is really iconic as well, but not as much as you would think compared to some of the other big ones, such as the Snorlax from 151. This card was going for less than a dollar. Less than a dollar. Right here, this card was going for less than $1, and now it's going for right around $20 sealed. $20 for a steel copy, which is, minty fresh. And these in a PSA 10 are going for roughly $250, going from a $1 card to a $250 PSA 10 is really insane. If you look at it in terms of margin, from being a 75 cents card to a $20 card, you're talking about a 2,000% price jump over the course of 1 year. And this is not me being smart. This is not me making a strategic play. This is not me buying out the market. I just have like a dozen copy of these little Snorlaxes from a bunch of 151 ETBs that I ripped open a year or two ago. So just been sitting in my closet doing absolutely nothing. And maybe it's probably time I grade these while I still have a chance to grade them under PSA's policy of being under a certain price point. I won't get upcharged for them. We should probably at least look through them to see which ones are gradable and probably send them off, because it'll be good to have some graded copies to, maybe we'll do some for holiday giveaways. I've actually been giving away a ton of these in recent memory. We gave away a ton of the stained glass bird promo cards in holiday giveaways years ago. Some of the other big ones I gave away a ton of the EVV Max, the Green Ninja Star. We gave away a lot of the Lucario V-Star. This was a really, really good one to give away. And in more recent memory, if you watch my Prismatic Evolutions or Journey Together live streams, we gave away a ton of the Sleepy Eevee as well as the Enzorua from Journey Together. So we gave away a lot of these promo cards because they were just going for, a couple of dollars here or there, nothing super crazy. So it was just affordable way to give away some cards. And then we have the Charizard V from, gosh, what was this set name? Champion's Path. This card used to go for $15 when Champion's Path was released, and then it went down to about $5, and it stayed at $5 for a really, really long time. And only now, recently, it started to spike back up to the initial price it was at on the release of Champion's Path. This card being $15 is not super surprising. The population reports on this Charizard is crazy. I think there's like 100,000 graded copies of this Charizard V. Some absolutely ridiculous bonkers number. The Lucario V-Star, I've been talking about this, but I don't think I showed the chart for it. And this one has been really popping off as well. Going for close to $15 for a single copy when it used to be a $1 card. A $1 card going to $15, that's a 1,500% price jump year over year. Nothing to scoff at all. So ETB promo cards have been really, really spiking, and for good reasons. They're all just really, really cool cards. Some of them have not been spiking as much, even though they are, like still solid jumps from the EVV Max, going from being a $1 card to a $4 card. That's 400% yawn, boring. Oh, that's nothing compared to the world of Pokemon card investing, am I right? If it's not at least a 1,000% price jump over a year, what are you talking about? That's like boring, and there is a reason why this EVV Max didn't really jump. It's because it's kind of a boring card. It's just the regular version of the EVV Max Ultra Rare, and they threw it inside of the promo list. Like that's not going to fly for me. I want some really cool illustration rares. So obviously the ones that are popping off are the ones that people almost expect them to. Like they're the least surprising ones, which are the Charmander, the Snorlax, the Pikachu, the Eevee, the Lucario V-Star. Some of these older ones, they're not as cool. They're still really cool. Like the Zacian V and Zamazenta V are really cool. But people don't like these legendaries that much. They're still really cool, but they're not the top tier, most popular legendaries to collect. But they do deserve some level of respect. There's no world where these promo cards can be $5 if Snorlaxes are going for 20. If the Snorlax is going for 20 and everyone's, hone in right now on the 151 hype. Everyone currently thinks 151 is an S tier set and it's going to be a golden set in the future. And it's a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy if everyone does that. it just becomes golden because everyone thinks it will. So the Snorlax going for $20, the Lucario V-Star going for 15. The Zacian V and the Zamazenta V, even though they are less popular, they still had to go for, you know, $10, $15. It just makes sense just because of how old and rare these older promo cards are compared to the new ones. I do not have stacks of these older ETB promos anymore. The ones that I kept the most of were the Stained Glass Bird Trio. I've sold a lot of these over the past couple of months for, you know, $100 here, $100 there per card. And I'm good with that, you know, like they've gone up a lot in value, no reason for me not to sell them. And they are really cool cards. So this is what's currently on the menu for Investor Bros for this week, which is a lot of ETB promo cards have spiked a metric ton in value. And, you know, like if you're watching this video, the spikes already happened. But here's the thing. If you're watching this and thinking, oh my goodness, I gotta jump in on this. I gotta collect this Zamazenta V, which used to be a $2 card, but is now going for $10 plus. My question to you would be, if you didn't have this card in your collection for the past 5 years, why do you want it now that it's 5 times more expensive? You probably don't. Realistically, you probably don't. If you didn't care about this card at $2, you should care about it a lot less at $10 because why would a card being 5 times more expensive make you want it more, you know? Think about the psychology behind that. So if you don't have this super old promo card, really think about why do you even want it? Why does it make you mad that you don't have it, you know? And at the end of the day, you'll probably think, oh, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a card that I didn't want anyway, and it's still a card I don't want. And that's what I want you to leave this video with. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Let me know what your thoughts are on the spike of ETB promo cards, and I'll see you guys next time.